So I saw a comment under one of my videos. It was just one word, gua sha. I actually didn't know what gua sha was, and so my little sister told me what it was. It's this little tool that you use to like massage your face, and it helps with puffiness and swelling in the face. This person was telling me that my face was very puffy. Now look, I know that my face gets puffy very, very easily. And it definitely was puffy that day, but you didn't have to clock me like that, lady. Despite the fact that it looked like I was wrestling with my pillow, that, my friends, is from cortisol. That lovely stress hormone that you have a lot of in the morning, so it kind of helps you to wake up. So it's kind of a good thing, but if you have too much of it, especially if you have hormonal issues, it can indeed make your face look puffy. One thing you should know about me is I've been postmenopausal since I was 22 years old, and I am 36 right now. I'm a mom to 2 lovely twins and living my life in Korea. So today I'm going to be sharing how to stay fit when you have hormonal issues, especially if you're someone who went through premature ovarian failure or someone who's postmenopausal. This video is for you.
Let it bounce.
So I mentioned in the intro that I was postmenopausal, but also that I have twins. How, you might ask? My little sister Kyla actually came to Korea and donated her eggs for us, so that's how we were able to have our beautiful little family. Thanks, girl. Love you forever. But at age 21, my ovaries basically just packed up and said, all right, we're hitting the road. And they went into early retirement. So by age 22, I was diagnosed with premature ovarian failure, and I was fully postmenopausal. It was such a hard time for me to realize that I'd hit menopause before I was even legally old enough to like rent a car. And I was really sad because I'd always wanted to have a family and I'd always wanted to have 4 kids. And so I felt like, you know, my dreams were crushed. But along with that, I experienced so many other bodily changes. I actually gained about 40 pounds at that time. We don't have any photos from that time because I didn't have a smartphone or anything, and it was before people were like on social media posting everything. And the few pictures that people have emailed me from college that they had on their disposable cameras, I burnt them because I did not want anyone to see me with that extra 40 pounds. I was like, guys, nobody posted on your social media, please. They are gone forever, as they should be. So at that time, I had to also learn to rework my diet. But even after adjusting to that period of time, after having kids and now hitting 36, I realized that my body is sort of slightly changing again. Why? Once you reach age 35 or so, your body stops repairing as well. So like maybe in your 20s, you can stay out all night, eat a bunch of junk food and still function like a normal human being. But at age 35, you cannot. So I realized that there were some even bigger changes that happened. This time when my sister was here, you know, when my sister is visiting for a month, we go on eating adventures, okay? We eat a lot. So I gained a little weight, but it's fine. I could easily lose it back previously. But from this year, my body was like, no, it's not happening. So that's how I knew my metabolism is finally starting to go on a down decline. So anywho, I've had to overhaul my lifestyle once again. Let's get into it. The very first thing. So the first thing that I had to learn to do was to manage my cortisol levels, which is why I'm here outside, because being in nature really helps to de-stress me. As you know, cortisol is the stress hormone in the body. It's produced in the adrenal glands. And one thing that I did not know that I learned that rocks my world was that once your ovaries start producing less estrogen, your body begins to rely on your adrenal gland to produce these hormones that your body uses to turn into estrogen. So if you're stressed and your adrenal glands are focused on pumping out cortisol, then what they are not focused on is producing those other hormones that's going to help you to make estrogen in the body. Cortisol can greatly impact any fitness goals you might have because when cortisol is out in your body, it puts you in a catabolic state, which means you are in a muscle burning state. So even if you are in a caloric deficit and working out and whatnot, your body is more prone to burning up muscle. Cortisol also sucks because it makes you store fat in the middle section, which is like where we don't want it. Like, can you put it on my butt, please? So I always thought that having lots of stress hormones was just directly tied to mental stuff, like, you know, the stress of raising kids or just work or life stressors, but actually things that we do in our daily routine, including exercise, can cause increased cortisol. And I'm gonna go through them with you today so you don't make these same mistakes. The first one was something that I did every single morning, and that was in the morning on an empty stomach, having a hot cup of coffee is not what you're supposed to do. And that's because caffeine triggers your adrenal glands to produce more cortisol. That's actually how it wakes you up. It mimics the stress response in your body. Now, in the morning upon waking, your body already has elevated cortisol levels because that's how your body wakes you up. So you already have elevated cortisol levels from your body. And then you have some coffee and you have even more elevated levels. And then you're a woman who's menopausal, so you're even more sensitive to stress. So even more cortisol affects our felt. It's a cortisol roller coaster. It's a great way to start your morning off by tanking your estrogen even lower. Cheers to that. Another thing you should know about estrogen is that it helps to maintain collagen and joint lubrication in the body. So if you have low estrogen like myself, the joints, the mobility goes down the drain. And I noticed that because prior I didn't really have to stretch as much and I still had a great range of movement. But now if I don't stretch, I didn't get in that movement, girl. So I've started doing stretching and calisthenic workouts because those help to improve flexibility, range of motion, joint health, and even circulation. And this is where my coach Chris from Trainwell has come in handy. I don't know why I did that. She's not food.
Or Italian.
She's not, well, she could be Italian. You don't know where her ancestry is from. So I talked to my coach Chris and she recommended some workouts.
Hi Megan, just want to let you know we have your mobility workouts ready to go for you for this week. So we will continue to focus on joint health.
And I love Trainwell so much that I was so excited when they wanted to partner with me again for this video. So if you don't know what Trainwell is, it's a one-on-one personal training service. When you first start, you take a quiz and you're matched with a trainer that could best assist you to reach whatever fitness goals it is you have. And the trainers communicate with you a lot. They're constantly checking in. If they notice you haven't done your workout, then so it's really good for people who lack motivation because it provides that personal accountability. That's why people who use Trainwell are really able to change and create new lifestyle habits. I started using them after the postpartum period because I had to work out at home and I didn't really know how to work out at home. And they tailor everything to you, to whatever equipment you have or whatever type of workouts you want, they will do for you. And I like that they're very flexible in the workouts. Literally, I've changed my workouts so many times. We went from doing home training to discovering that I had something called diastasis recti, which is when your abs are open and you have to use certain specific workouts to close the hole in your abs after you give birth. They help me with that. They help me with stretching, opening my back up because I was just breastfeeding like this all day. My back got slumped over, so I got my back up. Like literally, I've changed my workout so many times. That is the thing that I love the most about it. I also love that the app has a daily streak so you can see how many days you didn't miss a workout. That's something that's very motivating for me. And the app is very easy to use and the workouts are very easy to follow along with.
Up first is 30 seconds of bodyweight lying snow angel. Press start to begin. Start the next set.
Not flexing a little.
Left side.
And you can actually get 14 days free with my link down below. Make sure you check out everything down below. Take your quiz, get matched with a trainer, and start your fitness journey today. Low estrogen also means an increase in inflammation in the body, which also leads to joint pain. I find that ginger shots really help. Both ginger and curcumin, which is found in turmeric, are great anti-inflammatories for the body. And black pepper increases the absorption of curcumin by 2,000% in the body, so I add that along with a sweetener and some lemon juice. I cannot find my blender cup, so we are using this and hope it works. Oh God. Then I just blend it up and strain it. The recipe will be down below. So it's highly concentrated. So then what I do is just fill it up with a little water and then top it off with a little bit more sweetener. Mr. Man, 나랑 love shot 할래? Want to love shot it with me? Like we're in the club? Like when we were in our 20s in the club? We're in the 20s in the club. 몰라. 먹어봐야지.
Oh. 컵.
What?
컵.
또 먹을래? Where are you going?
어우.
Where are you going? Why are you so strong? Ow!
그냥 몸에 염증 있는 게 나을 것 같아.
No, you did not. Well, you can keep your yum-chung. He said it's better for me to have inflammation then. He's so dramatic. I lost a lot of strength in my workouts too. Like I used to be able to do close to 10 pull-ups and now I can barely get 5. And I don't want anybody to feel bad who can do like 0 pull-ups because whenever I talk about pull-ups, people are always in the comments like, well, I can't even do 1. That's your journey, okay? We're talking about my journey. 10 to 5, going in half is something that is quite alarming for someone. I've been doing everything exactly the same, eating exactly the same, but somehow my strength has decreased. And I found out that it was because as you get older, you need to increase your protein a lot. If you're a woman and you are postmenopausal, it's recommended that you eat 1 pound of protein, 1 pound, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, not a pound. Holy cow. You can't even eat that much in a day, right? And I actually had to switch the timing that I had the protein. Apparently, if you're a woman with low estrogen, your cortisol tends to stay high all day unless you have protein. It's recommended that you have between 15 and 20 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking, and that helps to lower the cortisol. So once I started having a lot of protein right as soon as I woke up, then I noticed that a lot of the puffiness did go away. Also, one thing to note is that when you have low estrogen in the morning, your cortisol spike is much higher because estrogen apparently is one of the hormones that helps to regulate all of those things and the stress response in your body. So it's really important for us ladies to have that bolus of protein as soon as we wake up in the morning. Even if you're someone who can't eat, even just having a protein shake. Nowadays, I just opt for unflavored whey protein. I don't even want to eat anything that has flavor in the morning, really. It also keeps me from eating a lot later in the day, so it's very important. Like if you're somebody who's trying to have any sort of fitness journey or weight loss journey, get your food in the morning and stop eating in the evening. Sleep is something else that you have got to have if you are a hormonal lady. So one thing that I did that tremendously helped my sleep actually was creatine. It's something that's quite unexpected, but apparently, especially women who are postmenopausal, our levels of creatine are much lower in our body. So supplementing with creatine helps you to retain the muscle, it helps with better sleep, and it just helps gives you a lot of energy. So on nights when I actually didn't get a good night's sleep, like last night because of the thunder and lightning, I take a lot more creatine and it gives me a nice surge of energy. It also really increases the brain sharpness. Like I had mom brain really badly. Like literally, Mr. Rich is laughing behind the camera because he knows about the mom brain. But let me tell you, you will notice that it has gotten better, Mr. Rich.
Thank God.
You're fired. But it helps to keep your brain sharp, and since supplementing with creatine, I noticed that I forget things a lot less, which is great because I would walk into a room and forget why I was there. I would go somewhere intending to bring something, I would forget it. Like it was just a mess, but it's a lot better since I've been supplementing with creatine. Another good thing about creatine is it helps to boost the ATP production, so you do actually get and make more energy. And just overall 10 out of 10. I would say it's the best supplement that I've started taking since having these issues. Another thing that it does is it helps to just improve your overall mood. You have more energy, you're not forgetting things, and you just tend to feel much more chipper and bright. So I would say, please, if there is one thing that you should try, it would be creatine. It does make you hold on to a little water depending on the type that you get. So I take micronized creatine, which is creatine that has smaller particles, so it's a bit easier to absorb, so it doesn't make you as puffy. There's also something called creatine HCl, which is another form you can take that apparently doesn't cause puffiness. But on that front, just look it up, see which one you would like. It's definitely going to be very helpful. Along the lines of getting good sleep, I find that not eating after 4 or 5 p.m. actually helps me to sleep the best. You guys know that I have IBS, and just in general, it takes me longer to digest food. So if I eat too close to bedtime, I'm digesting, farting, just like at night, waking myself up because I farted. It's happened. I know it's quite comical, but it interferes with the sleep. And because women who are postmenopausal also, the lower estrogen you have, the harder it is for your body to deal with blood sugar. So I find that eating too close to bedtime, if my blood sugar is a little bit up when I go to sleep, once it inevitably goes down around 2 or 3 a.m., I will wake up. It was like clockwork every day, 2, 3 a.m. Why? I looked it up. Are you eating, within a couple hours before bed? Because that'll do it. So when I stopped eating after 4 or 5 p.m., I didn't have that problem anymore. I would literally sleep all through the night, and it was great. Also, apparently, if you're digesting food as you are asleep, then it interrupts your REM sleep, so your body's not able to go through the full range of sleep cycles that well. So even if you are asleep, your body's not getting as good quality of sleep. And also having high cortisol impacts your sleep because having higher cortisol apparently blocks your melatonin production, so you don't produce as much melatonin, so it's harder for you to sort of wind down, calm down, and sleep at night. So the next thing that I have had to do, which is so hard because I love bread, is lower the carbs even more. When you are a woman with low estrogen, carbs are not your friend. So you have to take your carbs like you take your drama, okay? Small doses and not before bed, okay? You don't need that stress before you sleep. So what helps for me is to have my carbs around my workout time. So when I first wake up in the morning, I just have the protein. And then after I work out, then I'll have things like potatoes, fruit. I try and stick away from highly absorbable things like bread, those processed grains, those processed foods that are so good. Potato chips should not be eaten, but y'all saw I was eating them in the last video. I'm sorry. Those chips, they're just too good. Any carbs that are gonna absorb really, really quickly. So if you're gonna have oatmeal, then opt for steel cut oats. Things that have a little bit more fiber are not as readily absorbed, take a little bit more time to digest, and make sure that it's stuck with the fiber. So instead of opting for fruit juice, have a fruit smoothie, blend it all together. Or even better is just if you eat the whole piece of fruit, because even blended up, because it's partly digested, you still absorb it a little bit faster. And also for us, it helps to improve our insulin sensitivity. That's something that we really got to be careful of, because people like us are at higher risk for getting things like diabetes and whatnot. And we don't want that, okay? We want to be as healthy for as long as possible. Another thing that I noticed was just a big change and shift in my mood. Like I started being more down, a little bit more negative, and then in the mornings, like not wanting to wake up at all. Like I used to be like, morning time, up, let's go. But then I was like, oh no, another day, and I gotta get up. And just not being as positive and energetic as I was. So actually following all of these steps, increasing the protein, taking the creatine especially, really helped to improve the mood and energy levels. So I feel a lot better. It's one of the reasons why a lot of women in the postmenopausal period sort of get down, because we have the low estrogen, the inflammation, the high cortisol. And doing all of these things like together really helped to improve my mental state. And I sort of feel like I'm back to normal Megan, like my positive, happy-go-lucky self. And it is amazing. And it was a big reminder to me that doing these things and taking care of your health, etc., isn't just about, aesthetics, right? Oh, I want to look good. I don't want to be puffy. I want you to see my abs and muscles still. But it really goes and impacts the mental health, and feeling good inside and out and feeling like you've taken care of yourself actually really is the biggest thing that you could do for your mental health. And actually, because I now have this sort of routine with myself, I find that I'm a better mom. I have more energy to play with my kids. I feel more positive about it. Don't get as irritated when toddlers are irritating, because everybody knows that toddlers are irritating. Okay, they know how to push those buttons, and they will come and ruin every little thing you're trying to do. Even right now, they keep trying to get in here to get in the video. Mr. Moon is right there looking at me because the kids are probably driving him crazy too, right?
What?
He don't know what I'm saying. They're demanding water, so he's getting water. So those are all the things that I do to feel fit, happy, healthy, stay strong as I'm aging, even though technically I've had the hormones of a grandma since I was age 22, aside from the part when I was pregnant because they were giving me fake hormones and whatnot. But anyway, whether you are postmenopausal, whether you're dealing through hormonal shifts that you start to feel in your 30s and 40s, whether you've got something like PCOS or whatever hormonal issues you might have, I hope that this video was able to help you, that you were able to understand your body a bit more, and you're able to fight and overcome whatever obstacles you have and reach whatever fitness goals you might want. All the ladies out there dealing with hormonal issues, just know you're not alone. If you're someone dealing with any of these issues or notice any of these changes down below, let us know. Let's talk about it and encourage one another in the comments. And also, if you have any other things that you've done that have helped you during your hormonal shifts, let us know down below, girl, okay? Don't gatekeep. And let us know if you can relate to any of these bodily changes, and if so, how you overcame them. Make sure you check out Train Well and start your fitness journey today. All of the information will be on screen and down below in the description box. So if you like this video and you'd like to see more videos, please subscribe to my YouTube page, which is down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, like me on Facebook, and I will see ya.